Welcome to the Java Cafe, Java fan.
Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Good morning. Okay, so you all know we had a Java After Dark on Thursday. Had to rearrange things. And if you're a member of the Java, Foxy Roxy is on Java with Jimmy this morning. Hi, Foxy Roxy. If that's who I think it is, good morning. Good to see you in the room this morning. Please confirm that you all can hear me, see me, all that good stuff, because you know how it is when I take things apart and put them back together again, making sure that we're good. But good morning, everybody. Let's start off in the Facebook section of the Java Cafe. I believe that we're good with sound because I don't see anyone saying we can't hear you as you all usually do. So what's up with my eye this morning? Nisi Williams, good morning to you. Good to see you in the room this morning. Dina Marshall Togger, I was about to text you, turn off the TV. We'll talk about that later. And that was Foxy Roxy, who I thought was over on Instagram. Good to see you in the room this morning. Again, good morning to Dina. She's saying good morning to everyone. Good morning to Pastor Marion. Good to see you in the room. Mama Java, good morning. Good to see you in the room this morning. Also to Michelle D. Smith, good morning to you. Good to see you in the room. Opal, good morning. Good to see you in the Java Cafe this morning. Also, Sister Debbie, good morning to you. Good to see you in the room. Over on the in the Instagram section, we have Lori Lucien, a Black woman in cannabis that's in. Pastor Resurrect Rob Conley hopped on for a second. Also, Angela Elizabeth was in the room. Jen, I believe, who I met at the Regional Youth Workers Conference this weekend, is on Instagram as well. And also Kimmy is had joined us or is still over there on Instagram as well. Pastor Sharon Cornelius, good morning to you. Good to see you in the room this morning. Pastor Sharon, I saw a video this weekend of Bishop Jr., what I call him, Matt Thompson. He was walking the pews while he was preaching. I'm going to text him and bother him about that and just say simply, we're walking pews now, going old school. But good morning to everybody. Again, it is Monday, September 29th, 2025, and welcome to the Java Cafe. It is Mental Health Monday, and I am very much aware that, as we often do, when we become aware of national tragedies and just so much going in the world right now, we intentionally hold space to talk about how we're feeling by simply putting one word in the comments. It's something we started over 5 years ago during COVID, and mental wellness is still important. Addressing mental illness is definitely important as well. And so I'm going to challenge those of you that are watching over on Instagram and those of you that are on Facebook to join me and express via one word in the comments. Let us know how you're feeling this morning. What I'm about to share may, influence how you're feeling. I often find myself balanced between the reality of what's going on and not re-traumatizing us this morning. And so I would just simply say that all of us, I believe, are aware of the shooting at the church. And also there was a shooting, I believe, on the water in North Carolina. I believe the shooting was on the water, and then it was in Michigan where there was a church shooting. And so your humanity can't hear about things like that. Think about the victims, their families, the community. And so that has an influence on our mental health. That's for some, if you look at our mental health in sort of 3 tiers or a ring, there's our individual, our personal, things that just go on within us that are influenced often by that second circle, if you will. If you're in the middle and you picture a circle around you and then a circle around that with space, that's where your loved ones, your family, job, things like that have a typically daily, everyday impact on your life, on your mental health. That's a part of it. Additionally, then there's things like national things that we hear about, things that impact our humanity in the world. And so all of those things definitely play a part on our mental health. And so I want to ask you to be very intentional today and join us in a Java Cafe and express one word to let us know how you're feeling. You can encompass the weekend, you can encompass, how you're feeling about the week. But we want to be very intentional on these coming Mondays. Starting in October, we will go back to bringing some clinicians in the space, some professionals to talk with us. I was asked about seasonal affective disorder. Shout out to Keys last week. We had a We Need to Know a session about what you all would like to know. And one of the things that came up was seasonal affectiveness disorder, which basically means the impact of the seasonal change that happens. We're in fall. I got a long sleeve on. Though the way the weather's going, you could still wear short sleeves from sun up to sundown. And then when the sun goes down, you definitely need long sleeves. But the weather change has an impact on us. I personally do not like the change of fall through, winter and all of that. And so shout out to the Real Boston Media. We were literally just talking about the idea that you suggested about seasonal affectiveness disorder. So thank you for that. Speaking of the Real Boston Media, they're saying good morning to us this morning. Also, Elder Laney, Elder Laney is in the room. I guess when I said Elder Laney, that sounded like your last name, but Elder Laney McPhee is in the room this morning. Also in the room this morning is Latoya. Good to see you back in the room this morning. Also, Milton, my brother, good to see you in the room. Looking forward to seeing you in a couple of weeks. Sister Soraya, good morning to you. Good to see you in the room. Michelle D. Smith joined us in saying mental and physical health status, weary solution, rest, and rejuvenation. That is definitely key. I think I saw a word from Nisi earlier. She said that she's feeling fantastic. Lainey said that she is feeling anxious this morning. I was just sharing with someone on the phone. We were talking about a subject, and I had this big hit of like 30 seconds of anxiety, just like just the reality of some things. So that is definitely real. Thank the Real Boston Media for reposting the stream. Let me see who else is in the room. And also, you all be very intentional about your words this morning and sharing with us so we can support you in going and keep going. And also, if the going is challenging, we're here to support you as well. That's what we do here in the Java Cafe. The Real Boston Media is sharing with us when this season rolls around, Ye's 808s and Heartbreak just feels like the perfect album. Now, I have no idea about Ye's 808s and Heartbreak. So I guess that's something that I'll look up this weekend. Pam, buenos dias. Good morning to you. Good to see you in the room this morning. Pastor Marion said that she is feeling peaceful this morning. We have her. I think I just saw that Milagro is in the room. Tashad, good morning to you. Good to see you in the room. We have some follow-up to do for our book club. That the first book that will be featured is what book was what was the book last week based on the did we have an author? Somebody remind me and help me out. What was the first book? Oh, Ari's book. Ari's book is the first book for the book club. So Ari and Tashad have been deputized as getting that together. So ladies, keep an eye out for that. Men as well, if they want to join. Mani Romaine, good morning. Good to see you in the room. I think I know who that is, but I couldn't see the picture. It is, thank you, Pam. It is Latino Heritage Month. So, Pam, look for an invitation to check in. We'll get you and maybe Alberto to come in the room and just check in and do a status check on the Latin community, politics, impact, economics, the diaspora of Black and Brown. So, Pam, thank you very much for volunteering to be a guest to highlight Latino Heritage Month, which I believe ends on the 15th. So, Pam, I'll reach out to you soon. Real Boston Media. It was the album Kanye made right after his breakup and his mom passing away. He was emotional and intentional. Very beautiful piece of art. That piece with the beautiful piece of art, as you mentioned, I find that interesting because what you just mentioned about losing his mom as well as a breakup in the fall, I would say that be intentional. It's a beautiful piece of art. And this is just in general. Be intentional. If you know that in the fall that I like sweaters, but I hate the reason why we have to wear sweaters. Sometimes I like kicking the leaves, but I also hate the leaves when they're leave things looking dirty and all up on the little exhausts in the under the windshield by the car and whatnot. It's very real. So beautiful piece of art, definitely, but coming from the area of pain with this brother. So be intentional about your music. But if you can listen and appreciate the art as the folks at the Real Boston Media do, and balance that out with some, I don't know why the song, and only some of you will remember this. The Brady Bunch's Brighter Day. Da, 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 da. I don't remember all of it, but anyway, enough of my commentary there. Pam is dancing, so that means that she is going to come and be a part of that conversation. We appreciate it. Samora, good morning to you over on Instagram. Good to see you in the room this morning. Cliff, good morning to you. Good to see you in the room, brother, this morning as well. Couple of things I want to share with you this morning. There will not be a show on Thursday morning. We dropped the information, I think it was after the show on Thursday, because I don't think that I've talked about it here. So it's Mental Health Monday. And in the context of that, I put a post up sharing that I have healed and I have grown. Again, if you follow this platform, have been following since I think it was June of 2023. I was in an initial partnership with WGBH, the local public radio and television station here in the city of Boston. Some things happened. It was a new space for them. And you all often ascribe the journalist title to me. And I'll just say that it was an interesting process. I was very public about it, posted reels of me crying and the impact, and just allowing myself to be very present with what I was dealing with. And sometimes social media can be an outlet, especially when there are larger entities involved, politics, things like that. Our digital ability to advocate and do things. Anyway, out of all of that, last week we dropped a flyer, and I believe I'm officially announcing in the Java Cafe this morning that I am back in partnership with GBH in their new program, largely based upon a lot of the initial work and model we did. GBH amplifies James Jimmy Hills, host of Java with Jimmy. That begins this Thursday and will continue every first Thursday through June. Every first Thursday, live and in person, just like we used to do at the Boston Public Library and the News Cafe, 700 Boylston Street. So all of that to say that I've healed, I've grown. I have to give acknowledgement first and foremost to Evelyn Brito, who was an initial visionary, the very first person from WGBH to reach out to me and say, hey, Jimmy, we see what you're doing. Let's do this. Evelyn is no longer at GBH, but I have to acknowledge and celebrate its Latin Heritage Month, that wonderful Latina queen that saw the potential for us to go to GBH. I also have to thank Annie Sheffer, who is also will forever be my producer. She has schooled, instructed, really set a great foundation for this type of community engagement and community reporting and story sharing in the GBH world. And so, Annie, I have to thank you as well. I also have to thank Sandra, and Lord Jesus, I cannot remember her last name. I have to look at it because Sandra Burke. No, is it Lord? Hold on. I'm going to look it up as we're speaking. I want to say it right. But as you all know, Sandra Lopez. So shout out to all the Latina sisters moving over at WGBH, making things happen in this Latino and Latina Heritage Month. Sandra Lopez Burke and also Evelyn Brito, who was a foundational visionary. I have to thank her as well because she has been the person that's been the bridge liaising this partnership back with GBH. And last and certainly not least, a young woman with whom I shared a lot of unbridled emotion, who I want to share with you, will be with us next Thursday at 10 a.m. The CEO of WGBH here in the city of Boston will be with us at 10 a.m. next Thursday. Next Thursday, October 9th. She will be with us. And so, backing things up this Thursday, every first Thursday, our time will change to 12:30 p.m. and we will be back on GBH on every first Thursday, with the exception of January, which is January 1st. We're moving that show back to January 8th. I want to also give acknowledgement to others like Alberto, is it Vasquez or Velasquez from El Mundo, who is a pioneer, mentor, trailblazer for Black and Brown media in the city of Boston and abroad. And also Ron Mitchell, who runs the Bay State Banner, will be a part of that as well. I want to go back to the comments. Shout out to Brother Darian that just jumped on Instagram as well. The Real Boston Media is sharing that Hispanic or Latina community has been moving up in lots of different spaces lately. Shout out to Bad Bunny for the Super Bowl halftime placement. I thought about folks over at the Real Boston Media when I saw that this morning. I see another post from the Real Boston Media that I may or may not read publicly. Thank God for healing and growing through personal adversities. Sister Michelle, I will say that GBH was a huge part of, and will, as we approach a year, this is a time of year that last year I was getting into a very interesting space around a lot of realities that put me on a path, as Michelle said, to dealing with some personal things. Looking at me, starting it with the man in the mirror. And Pam, if you tagged her, I really thank you for doing that. She is such a gem and doing great things out in the community. So, you know what? Let's do it at La Sala. We are okay. And Pam, last time I was at your spot, the lighting was perfect. The signal was good. The people actually liked the aesthetic when I did your interview. So we will do it at La Sala. I'll get you a couple of dates soon. That means I got to get down there early. Maybe we'll do a midday Java special. All right, let's go back up in the comments. Thank you all so much for the congratulations to the Real Boston Media. We've spoke about this in hardship about Kanye. Okay. But it's applicable here too with the growth. We spoke about this in hardship. Most artists create their best piece of work because it's now emotion and creative. Think about it for a second. You are absolutely, yeah. Because out of emotion and heartache, I went back into a space to be able to create this partnership again. And on both sides, GBH has acknowledged some lessons learned and the trail that we've blazed in this partnership a couple of years ago. And I've learned some things as well about myself. So yeah. Thank you for the Real Boston Media. And no thank you for this one. Wait, JJ on your hat stands for journalistic Java. That's why you had a typo. God don't like ugly. Dina, thank you so much for the support. Laney, thank you as well. Pastor Marion, thank you as well. Also, I think Nia, thank you. Adalberto Vasal. I was way off. Thank you for tagging him. Alberto, if you jumped on and you're seeing this, I'm celebrating you. Go. Thank you, Nia. Y'all got me together real quick. Excuse me. I'm visual. So all I saw was like a V. And to the Real Boston Media's point, not only am I bad at pronouncing names sometimes phonetically, this weekend I was at something last week and I was reminded that I met somebody like two or previous. It's bad. It's really bad, y'all. But Nia, if you tagged him, thank you so much for that. Alberto, along with Ron Mitchell as well. that are going in that actually have already been a part of GBH Amplifies. We were just working through some things, and now I'm back there as well. I know, Pam. I know it's part of the brand, unfortunately. Brother D, what's up? Good to see you in the room. On my waist, a wavelicious morning. It is. Good morning, my guy, James. Stay wavy. This how you know me and this brother go way back all day. I should incorporate writing. What's your mental wave this morning, everybody? If you have not put a word in the comments to let us know the status of your mental health, please do so now. What wave are you riding in the mental health space this morning? Good to see you, Brother D. Real Boston Media, that seems oppy. Whatever. Overdue for another. Okay. So we will definitely these two. Okay. See, y'all have your own. Y'all can text each other, right? Brother Stan, good to see you in the room. You all are going to hear from Brother Stan very soon in a couple of weeks. Stan will be our voice of God at another event that we're going to name. So we have GBH this Thursday, and then about 2 weeks, less than 2 weeks after that, we will be at the Museum of Science for the Java After Dark 5-year Red Cup celebration. I'm just saying right now, I failed at wanting to do a community nomination and voting process for the Red Cup Awards. Seeing that we are celebrating 6 years in March, we will incorporate that community process for next year. My fault. I failed. This year, I will check in with the family and we will make decisions internally. But I just wanted to be accountable that just with so much going on, that we were not able to create the nomination and after that voting process. But that will be the case for the Red Cup Awards for 2026. So, and let me just also say this now for those that are wondering, we're celebrating 5 years on October 15th at the museum because through our residency there, they offer the space and we're going to have light refreshments. The bar will be open, cash bar. But it's the Museum of Science. They plan their stuff sometimes years out. And so we're celebrating a March anniversary in October. I'm letting you all know now. In less than 6 months, we'll be celebrating 6 years. So I'm just saying, Jimmy, why all these anniversaries? So I know if Thaddeus or somebody's on right now, they're saying you don't need to explain nothing. But anyway, Stan, big up, congrats. Thank you, brother, for that. Real Boston Media is saying Java, in his words, coming to your DSPs, digital streaming platform. No, you know what would. So you all know how they have the eating shows or comparison, Haitians try each other's, I don't know, crema or something like that. I think what I'm going to do, and since the Real Boston Media wants to have this show, I think we're going to set something up one day, and I'm going to have the Real Boston Media pass me index cards. And we'll have to figure out a way that you all can see what I'm trying to pronounce on the screen. Yeah, we could do that. And then I'm going to try to pronounce it. I think that would be a very interesting, like, YouTube little short or something. What would we call it? Pronunciation Java? I don't know. But you all have really been talking about me doing this. And so I guess maybe we'll do it. Nia Grace is saying, good morning to Mama Java. Leave that there. Michelle D. Smith is saying, prayerful to reconnect with GBH will contribute to Java with Jimmy Global. Yeah. That, and we're at the Museum of Science. Like that's still literally the globe is behind us. I'm going to go ahead and do something now. And she might get me for it. But I want to announce here first that at the museum on October 15th, I am switching sides of the desk. And I'm going to let you all know. And this is such most apropos that we have her comment here to go with this announcement. Nia Grace, my good friend and sister, business owner, entrepreneur, advisor, mentor, bigger, younger sister in some cases, bigger as in big sister, but younger because I'm technically older than her. Nia Grace is also a very skilled marketing and media messaging promotions person. Nia understands the space of community driven, Black owned businesses, but particularly she also has a great purview into what comes with operating platforms like this. And so, all of that to say that the night at the museum, part of our programming, I have to do an interview there. It's still a Java with Jimmy production. It's part of our residency. Nia Grace and I are going to switch sides of the desk. I'm going to be the guest, and we will have Java. I don't know. With Nia Grace will be doing an interview with me for about 15, 20 minutes, talking about the last few years, where we are and what we're doing, and in the theme of the museum's theme, the humanity of this platform. And so Nia Grace will be my special guest in conducting my interview. And so I don't know what other comments she's put in right now, and I'll go and check them in just a few seconds. Mildred, one of Boston's, just this woman sings. I was going I was going to get in trouble. I was going to most well-known Sopranos. I was going to say biggest Sopranos, just, and then I thought about it, and I don't want y'all to get me. But Mildred, good to see you in the room this morning. Charlotte James is in the room. Good to see you in the room. Charlotte, remind me to just do a Your Healthy Java update, if you don't mind, toward the end when we get ready to wrap up. D, always, brother, always. Phoenix Fire, good to see you in the room. Another creator, and look, Woke Women Radio, represented in the room today. One of the things I forgot to mention for GBH this Thursday, and I have to give a shout out to brother Daniel Laurent, DL, Black Dollar. About 5 or 6 weeks ago, there was some chatter about the legacy mainstream media not giving a lot of coverage to one of the blackest summers in Boston. And he put a post up and basically was like, Courtney James, Marv, and Danielle, you all need to figure it out, get together and raise your combined social and Black and community capital. And in that, we've had a couple of text threads. The big HBCU weekend, we were trying to do some things together there. And when I was thinking about my first episode back at GBH, it just made, as Nia says, all of the things sense to invite my colleagues with me onto the GBH platform and talk about Black media in Boston. Black media matters. Accuracy matters. The culture matters. Our public health matters. And so I'm bringing, all of us have our different ways of holding space on these digital platforms. But Thursday's conversation is definitely going down in history, because I've seen all three of them make great achievements. I used to be a part of Spark FM. Marv is been trying to get me on Urban Heat for years. And also Courtney is an advisor. It's Woke Woman Radio. So, all women personalities over there. And shout outs to these platforms that engage and promote other personalities. I look at them and I'm like, wow, y'all doing it. Imagine if there were like not 12 or whatever of me, but a little bit of, more me doing this here. Oh boy, So shout out to all of them. We are going to come together on Thursday and have a conversation about Black media in Boston. I just thought about that as I seen Phoenix Fire and coming off of announcing that Nia Grace will be our special commentator on October 15th. Something else that I saw that I needed to mention something. Also, Jeff Two Times will be our DJ. Red carpet. Don't tell him. See him. Red carpet starts at 7, but I know some of y'all may be coming right after work. I've also, got some feedback. James, it's a Wednesday night. People are coming from work. You say sneaker ball. And I know for some of us, Dina, when you hear sneaker ball, and I did say sequins and all that other stuff. My thing is, as best as you can, considering if you're coming straight from work and the lobby's open, the museum closes at 5, but I believe they're going to have a certain area. Well, let me not say that. The event starts at 7. The dress is red, black, and white, sneaker ballish. However you want to do that, to what makes it easier for you to just come and celebrate community, celebrate the Java family and the Java Cafe, do that. Some people will come and they're going to dress it up. Some people are going to come with jeans. Some people may come in a uniform. Some people may come right out the kitchen. I don't care. Put the ideal out there and you back into whatever is easy and good for you to do. All right. Sorry. Stan said, resilience. I'm riding my resilient wave. Yes, sir, brother. And congrats to brother Stan. I won't put his business out there, but Stan made Stan did something this weekend, and congrats to you, brother, on that. The Real Boston Media said I could say something right now, but Nia's in the room, so I'm on the wait. I don't know what that is. I'm behind with comments, so we're catching up. The Real Boston Media also said it's going to be words from the Black community in Boston, quotes from the community you have read from Index. Oh, God, this is going to be. The Real Boston Media is going to produce this show. Java After Dark and the Real Boston Media. I don't know what we're going to call it, but all right. Fun. You know what, Tashad? So apropos that this post came up here. Milagro, good morning. Good to see you. Of course you would think it's funny. I was just seeing what time it was so I can turn Alexa off. Toy Burton, good morning. Good to see you in the room. Good to see you in the room. Dina said, how Java sounds versus how it's said. Oh, yeah. The real of how it's really said. I would be so embarrassed, y'all. Real Boston Media also said, fix a first index card is going to be a phrase from Mel King. All right, that's fine. Why can't I? Yeah. That part is easy. Deanna, good morning. Good to see you in the room this morning. Congrats on our anniversary of friends here on Facebook, though it goes back 40 some odd years. Greenville, St. Cyprian's Episcopal Church summer camp. Me, Deanna, Dawn, Deanna, I forgot your other sister's name, just like I did that night at Seaport. But me, Deanna, Dawn, her other sister, we all went to camp together back in the day. Damon said, I'm just riding my workflow wave this morning until noon, and I'm going home and going to bed, family. I ain't making no noise this morning. So Brother D, in a long way of saying he's pretty good. The Real Boston Media, the second is going to be a campaign. Real Boston Media got jokes this morning. Nav, promo. Good to see you on, brother. He ain't just Boston. Another content creator that does tag. And he's another one that's been trying to get me to do some stuff, but we got competing Showtime hours. What's up, bro? Another young man that I've known for many, many years. The Real Boston Media, y'all got jokes. That's cool. Charlotte said Nia Grace should teach a master class on marketing. That's why listen, that woman. Never mind. Leslie, author in the room. Good to see you in the room. Leslie, I need you to hold Black Friday. Whole Black Friday. Pam said, technically older, sir. I know. I didn't mean. Oh, Jesus. I'm scared to go on the rest of these comments. Pastor Naraki is in the room. Good morning. Good to see you in the room. Nia Grace in the Java space. I like that. Nia Grace in the Java space. That's dope. That's family right there, Deanna. I know. Phoenix said Java with Grace is Java with. That's kind of dope. Oh, man. Look who's in the room this morning. Okay, wait a minute. Hold on. All right. Y'all are kind of messing with me this morning. Not competition, winter. I'm talking about our time thing. That's the only reason why I didn't explore, because you was like, you got to move your time because I'm at 9 o'clock. Never competition, bro. Absolutely. Tag team MTV or tag team TV network on Roku, Fire Stick, iOS, Android, TV, not social media. Whatever, bro. I know there was a little dig there. Timing is everything, sir. And when we finally make some things happen, they're going to happen. Phoenix Fire, this is still resonating with me. Nia, you like that? If you're still in the room. The other person, my brother, one of the newest black yogis in the Boston area. If you follow him, he's an artist, he's a yoga instructor, he's a dad, he's a cannabis content creator, he's a regular just content creator. But good to see brother Marcus Amandi Brown in the room. Sister Katrina is in the room. Good to see you in the room this morning. I was talking about you at the Youth Workers Conference this weekend, getting an update from Torchlight and folks and things. Some of the work that's going on in Mass and Cass. Good to see you in the room this morning. The Real Boston Media also said, and then the last index card is going to be a famous quote from Newt. Whatever. Graced by Nia. I like that, but I think Phoenix hit it on the Java with Grace, because yeah, Phoenix Fire. I think we're gonna go or Java graced by Nia, since she is doing the interview. All right, we'll figure it out. Is Nia still in the room? She's probably in a meeting. All right, we're going to get ready to wrap up, everyone. It's 10:42. We're definitely going to, the Real Boston Media is going to produce that. Oh my God. And they're just going to have so much fun telling me what to do. Hey, it's Shauna is in the room. Good morning to you. I'm not sure Shauna that is, if it's my MP Shauna or nope, that's not the accountant. All right, I think I am caught up. Pam, this is so true. This brother is always on code, unequivocally about the black dollar and everything that builds us being able to have the black dollars to spend them in black spaces and keep that dollar in the black community. All right. Black unity matters. Absolutely, brother. Absolutely. Uh-oh. This is why I say Nia is my big younger sister. Happy anniversary, James Hills. It has been such a pleasure watching you orchestrate genuine community engagement, uplift our culture, and unify our spaces. Proud of you and the platform you've built. Can't wait to celebrate with you. I love you, Nia. I know I'm going to probably have something else is going to be different in my text. All right, folks, we're going to get ready to wrap up this morning. Nia, you're going to make anyway. Y'all. All right. Looks like I'm getting caught up with comments. I am so glad that we are. If Nia did a class on marketing, I would. And you know who else can do it with you and Nia? Anyway, we should do that too. The Real Boston Media and Nia Grace put a marketing 101 workshop together. And I'll moderate it. They can teach. Then we'll have a little panel. Okay. So in the last week, we got a book club, Java After Dark, produced by the Real Boston Media. Jimmy Speaks. No, sir. And then we have a master class in marketing with the, and y'all know Nia, no? I gotta say this: the Real Boston Media is, and will continue to be a huge part of our growth and success. Not just with the platform. I told the brothers recently as yesterday, and they can attest in the comments. A lot of the journey that I went on last year. Hold on. So we're over time because Alexa just scared the living. So Alexa's name has changed. Alexa has AI now, and Alexa's name is now Ziggy. I forgot how they describe Ziggy's voice, but it's a male voice. So nobody was in here in the background, but it did kind of scare me a little bit because I'm not used to the male Alexa voice. Anyway, getting back to what I was saying, the Real Boston Media is a huge part of our growth and success here as the platform, but also personally. Last year, for months before, they were saying some things to me, and I had to experience what they were talking about in such a manner that I had to go back to them and say, you were right. So I appreciate the Real Boston Media on a few levels. We are going with Java with Grace. So that will be the name of the interview for the Museum of Science event. The Real Boston Media said it's clocking to you. Clocking or talking? Or clock. Oh, that clock. What is it? What do they the catch it? I don't know. Clock it. I'm gonna leave that alone. Charlotte said, "Don't forget Healthy Java announcement." Thank you. Starting. Well, this is interesting. I got an email this morning. And what it said, it really this doesn't surprise me. And as we're talking about Hispanic or Latino and Latino Heritage Month, I have to give homage to Dr. Joseph Betancourt, a Puerto Rican brother that made investment in this platform 4 years ago, and we started Your Healthy Java. This is crazy. I just thought about this. So when we started this in COVID, and then around November, I realized, and a lot of people said, hey, it was kind of a bit of a joke. Jimmy, you're going to have to keep us accurate and encourage us because, Trump vid or COVID Trump, whatever you want to call it, is back. Then January happened, and everything in Health and Human Services and the ambiguity at the Centers for Disease Control. And so I announced last week that I'm going to be very intentional about bringing back Your Healthy Java on every first and third Tuesday of the month. Our third Tuesday is already lined up through our partnership with ABCD Health Services, and I am in the process of confirming what I would like to do as a general Black health check-in on where we are. On next Tuesday, October 7th at 10 a.m., we are relaunching Your Healthy Java. So every first and third Tuesday, as much as we can get the clinicians in and the professionals, we are recommitting to bringing that segment back twice a month with intentionality. We've talked to the commissioner at the Boston Public Health Commission. I'm having a conversation with someone today about their ability to get me some access to some health entities. But in the meantime, I wanted to mention and acknowledge the great folks over at Massachusetts General Hospital, because that partnership came from the vision of Cindy Diggs, and also, and if somebody can tag Cindy, because this somewhat impacts her. She's not in this department anymore, but I got a note this morning talking about Your Healthy Java. This morning at 8:43 p.m. 8:40. I'm sorry, I'm lying, Jesus. Last night at 8:43 p.m. I got a note that says, "Dear friends, it is with a heavy heart that I share that," and I'm not going to go into all the detail of the personal part, but But sharing that both my department, MGH Office of Belonging Engagement, previously the MGH Equity and Community Health Office, which was under Dr. Betancourt, with who was our first partner and funded Your Healthy Java for 18 months, consistently 18 months. That department name changed and it will sunset. What's today? The 30th? It will sunset tomorrow on September 30th. So Massachusetts General Hospital has pulled back the funding, the benefit, the infrastructure, presumably some job positions, probably largely due to the national climate with HHS and CDC. And I would probably say that because October 1st is the first day of the federal fiscal year. Federal fiscal is October 1st through September 30th. State and city is July 1st through June 30th. And so that's just interesting. I want to again acknowledge Natalie, Dr. Betancourt, Dr. Alabre, excuse me, Pearl, Cindy, Natalie again, so many people that were a huge contributor from October 21st, from October 26th, 2021. That was our first episode until May of 2023, respectfully. So shout out to all of them. If you all know Natalie, Pam, I know others know Dr. Betancourt, Nia and whatnot. Well, Dr. Betancourt, not so much. He's moved on. But just, keep those thoughts and keep those folks in your prayers. Winter jumped on Facebook and I guess he said I wasn't paying attention to Instagram enough and said, Java with Grace is poetic. I like that. And yeah, it is. And there's a story there. Jesus, God help us. The Real Boston Media said, streets ain't ready for me and Nia. Yes, they are. Alexa Ziggy Hills. I'm not messing with you all. All right, folks, we again are going to get ready to wrap up for sure. Damn, you just admitted I was right on a national thing. You know what? I told one of the folks over there this weekend that, and I actually was about to grab their neck. Sometimes. Anyway, I didn't know Dr. Betancourt was Puerto Rican. Wow, Jimmy, you have a lot of Puerto Ricans in your life. I sure do, and thank God for them. Shoot. All right, folks, we're going to get ready to wrap up for sure. Hi, Deprecia. That's a this is an internal thing with me and Deprecia. That's the comment that Crack built. All I'm going to say is me and Deprecia was in a meeting or a service one day and or something, and somebody was trying to make a point that the crack epidemic had maybe I even said it, I don't remember, but we have been joking about this for years. That crack built the house, or the comment that crack built. It started with the house. That was the very first comment. You know what, Charlotte? I'm not gonna mess with you. And I'll end with this. Speaking of Michael B. Jordan's voice, why not? Why come? Nobody told me about Beauty in Black. That house, that thing, see, Deprecia, that house. That's a show that Crack, literally. That's a show that Crack built. Beauty in Black is so many things. So many things. And such a good holder until we wait for the 5th season of All the Queen's Men to come out. Because that's another one. I see these comments going up all around Beauty in Black. I did not know. That thing is folks at the Real Boston Media, Beauty in Black is a Black evening drama ratchet hood driven, corporate level soap opera. But it's so many things and so many storylines and so many plots. And there's a couple of scenes in there, the Real Boston Media, where I know that if you started to watch it and you saw a couple of scenes, I would get a text like, yo, Jimmy, why you have me watching this? And for you all that watch it, y'all know what I'm talking about. Sister Charlotte said that is Brother Mike's guilty pleasure. Tashad, I know, but the good thing about it is I am binge watching. And speaking of that, I got to get ready to get off of here. Dina, I did not know. That show is wild, just like all the Queen's Men. Charlotte said it's so messy. It's a TP joke. Wait a minute, I gotta go back up. Okay. This is so good. I will be glued to the TV. Dina, I don't know. All I'll say is Varney and Charles. There have been scenes in this thing where I'm sitting back and I literally am sitting up going, wait, what? Like, yeah, because, there's some things that I'm 54. I remember to say 54. I'm 54 years old. And there are some things that we just did not see depicted growing up. And to see it now, and in 4K, Jesus. Okay. Still Carlos just jumped on Instagram and said Tyler Perry. I know Tyler Perry. There's so much here to unpack. I'm not messing with you. Not Netta and no, it's far from Netta and Charles. It's far from Netta. Well, not that far. You know what? I'm getting off of here. Don't forget, on this Thursday, we will be at the Boston Public Library News Cafe, GBH, Boston Public Library Studio, at 12:30 p.m. Now, let me tell you all this. If you're planning, no pressure for anyone to come. For some, it takes longer to get there, get settled, and you will be there for our 45-minute show. You will be able to watch online. I got to work a few technical things out between today and tomorrow. You will be able to watch online on more than likely James instead of Java. I'm trying to do both, but with things changing at GBH, they, staff cuts, layoffs, and things like that. So some of the tech I'm helping with on my end. And so, all right, we're going to wrap up because Dr. Brandy is coming back for Monday. If that's what you're referring to. Pastor Naraki, unless she said something here. I did see Toy in the building as well. Real Boston Media is probably our last comment. Maybe if you was on page. We want to do reminders about things that we've told each other about that we need to do. We want to do that. 1, 2, 3, 4. A couple of folks at the Real Boston Media have become very close to me. And yeah, I'm going to leave that alone. Deprecia said all kids, hold on. As kids, all we had was Benny Hill. And at the time, I just thought looking at them little girls. Y'all remember that. Y'all remember that. Don't act like y'all don't remember that. Mom, did I ever tell you the confession? And I promise this is it. It's 10:59. We're going to go. My grandfather was blind. And at 10:59, when WLVI, Channel 56 news would go off, and the 11 o'clock news would come on. Oh, no. News would come on at 11. And then when I was up at that late or whatever, or even right before, because I think they had moved the news to 10 at one point, trying to be, move things up. Whatever the time when the news was over, immediately when the news was over, the words would come on the screen, and the announcer would say, "This show is not intended for juvenile, whatever the disclaimer was, that kids wasn't supposed to watch it." When I tell y'all, I had that thing timed so well. When the news was getting ready to go off, I would go over to now Real Boston Media and some other folks. We didn't have remotes back then. I would go to the TV, Ma, and I would turn the TV down. Grandma would be in the kitchen doing something, getting ready for the next morning. I don't know. I would turn the TV down when they would give that warning, not for kids. Then when the music came on, I turned the TV back up. And while watching it, and I would also know how to turn the channel if I heard my grandmother skating through. It was an old house. Kitchen, you went through the bathroom to my bedroom and then to my grandparents' bedroom. And I would hear my grandmother coming, and I would change the channel real quick. But here and there, my grandfather would hear me laughing, and he would be like, "What's so funny?" And he would hear some of the jokes, because at that age I wouldn't get the jokes. I was just laughing at what I saw. So, Ma, that was my confession for Benny Hill. Thanks whoever put that up there and got me in trouble this morning. Who said that? Deprecia. No remotes. We didn't have cable. We had 6 stations: 4, 5, 7, 56, 38, 2, 44. 25 was new, right, y'all? We had literally Real Boston Media. These were typically your across the country. These were the amount of stations you had. What is that? 7, 8 stations. And then cable came out. Hama. Okay. I got to go. Everybody have a great day. We will see you. Oh, I don't know exactly what time, but I don't know if I'll go live, but we are at City Hall today for a press conference with the mayor for the work that the Black Men and Boys Commission has accomplished since 2022. They issue a report every quarter. Some commissioners have transitioned, and so we're going to that today. And so I may go live at the press conference. I'm not sure, but we'll keep you abreast about that. And also, please keep Miss Teresa in your prayers. I'm not going to go into details. She's doing okay. She just had a little health issue. And just keep her in your prayers. All right. That's it for me. Yes, Mother, I will eat and drink. Sister Shumba. Yes, those were the stations. We had one TV, no remote. My dad would call us inside from outside to and Real Boston Media, televisions, and they don't even have record players anymore. And stereos were big pieces of furniture. Like a television back in the day, like 7 people could sit on it easily. So y'all have a wonderful day. Thank you, Latoya. You too. Thank you for being here. And it's 11:03. Union Capital people, y'all get 90 minutes today. I got to get ready to get out of here. Have a great day, everybody. We'll see you tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. for Testimony Tuesdays.